Welcome to 7 at 7, your daily dive into the Gospel of John. I'm Pastor Ryan, and this is Pastor Matt.
Hey.
Today we look at John chapter 17 and examine how unity may be our best evangelistic tool.
So let's go ahead and start reading in verse 20. I do not ask for these only, but also for those who will believe in me through their word, that they may all be one, just as you, Father, are in me, and I in you, that they also may be in us, so that the world may believe that you have sent me. The glory that you have given me, I have given to them, that they may be one even as we are one. I in them, and you in me, and that they may become perfectly one, so that the world may know that you sent me and loved them even as you loved. All right, so in John chapter 17, Jesus is giving his high priestly prayer, and it seems as if one of the main tenets of this prayer is that he would be unified with the Father, which of course he is, but also that these people who he cares about, these people who are his, would be unified not only with one another, but also with he and the Father. So let's go ahead and dig into what is unity and how do we be unified with God. That's kind of a hard thing to think about.
Well, I think about in other places in Scripture where it talks about be of like mind and unified in heart and calling. I think it's First John where it says that we share the truth so that you may have fellowship with us. So I think that being unified with each other and unified with God has something to do with just being of like mind and united in purpose. And obviously our purpose is to live for the glory of God.
In the book of Philippians, the Bible actually uses the word purity surrounding like-mindedness, and how in order for us to be pure as a church, in order for us to be pure as a people, we need to care about one another. Even on the small things like what color is the carpet or what color are the walls, things like that. So many things divide the church. We need to be like-minded with one another, not only with each other, but also with God. And I think that's a special thing to be added because God's perfect.
Yeah, I was just going to say that too. I was just going to add that, you think about issues like the color of the carpet or the type of music and things like that like churches split over the lunch menu, things like that. And so you think about that context. What would happen even in those contexts if everybody was united in their idea that, hey, we're here for the glory of God? Because most of, you think about, any church split or any disagreement is because each party really wants their own way, and I think it's very interesting. So because you think about elsewhere in Scripture where it says, consider other people more important than yourself. Yeah. And so it's like, so let me just ask this question. Who wants to be a part of a divided house? No one. And so you take the perspective of somebody that's looking at the church and you say, well, they can't even agree on the carpet, or they can't even agree on what type of music, or there's so much conflict there. What person is going to say, I want to join that church? Yeah. And so Paul said, if my eating meat causes someone to stumble, I won't eat meat.
Yeah.
And so that's the posture that we take. Like, and then you think about the scripture where it says, why do you take your disagreements before worldly people? And that they're looking at you like, why not just solve it amongst yourselves? And so the idea is like, even if we disagree, I may yield to you simply for the fact that I don't want to have division or disagreement. I don't want to live that way for the glory of Christ. Because I know that if I put my stake in the ground and you put yours in the ground, then no one wins because Christ is not glorified in that setting.
But Pastor Ryan, I really like light gray walls.
You know what? Then I'm okay with light gray walls if you're okay. Whatever. I know you're joking, but I think that as a people we have to be willing to yield things that are inconsequential. Yeah. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, just to bring a little bit more depth to it too. There's, Paul talks in another passage about how some of you follow me, some of you follow Apollos, others of you say you follow Jesus. Why can't, hey, let's just all follow God. And that's why I love that in this passage it says that they all may be one. My followers, me and God. How awesome would it be is if our church, literally there was no distinction between our people and God. I mean, I know it's impossible, but how awesome would it be if we were so unified to the point where God was a part of that unity? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's more powerful than
you look at the world. You look at the world at large now. You know, so we started off the video by saying the lead-in was unity could be our best evangelistic tool, and I think that that's true. The world is divided: Republican, Democrat, Black, white, and I think especially our church. You know, we're uniquely positioned because we are a multicultural church. We are a multi-generational church, and we have a single mission, which is to glorify God, to lead people, and to grow in relationship with Jesus.
Yeah.
So,
amen.
And if you want to plan your visit, click on the link below.